Hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Myriam Chebat. I am the social worker for Military Family Services here in Europe. Today we'll be talking about some tips and strategies on how to prepare your family for an OUTCAN experience. We will not be talking about the logistics of it, or the move and things like that, or anything related to COVID and the pandemic and isolation and quarantine. I strongly encourage you to check in with your NFS people in the community that you're going to in Europe, and also with your sponsors who can give you some updated information and specifics. First of all, congrats. So if you're listening to this, I bet that you're preparing an OUTCAN experience. So you're probably going through a whole bunch of mixed emotions at the moment. You're probably really excited, maybe a little bit, maybe worrying a little bit, or maybe you have some apprehension or fear. That's all pretty normal. The COVID situation right now is all making it even more stressful than usual. So hopefully this will be useful. So you're probably also wondering what the impact will be on your children. That's all pretty normal. So hopefully we'll go through some of these things. So we'll go straight into some tips and strategies. First of all, it's really important to exit right. This is what I would suggest. So plan on exiting in the right way and closing the loop on your present posting in a way that you won't regret while you're here once you leave OUTCAN. So maybe saying goodbye, finding ways to say goodbye to your loved ones in a way that's meaningful. So maybe having an event, maybe touching base with them, like doing something more. A little bit more formal, more meaningful than just leaving without saying goodbye. And plan with them. You know how will you stay in touch with them? How will you stay in touch? That through texting, through video, through Messenger, whatever works for you. Maybe some kind of video contact. And how often? So kind of having this plan of how you will stay in touch with these people is more important to you. So closing the loop on your present posting, maybe that can mean holding some kind of ritual in a sense that that is meaningful to you. So maybe during the party, you say goodbye to the people in a way that's COVID friendly, visiting the places that you missed in Canada, having some of the food, the meals that are Canadian that you'll miss. And kind of revisiting that for the last time, revisiting the people and the places that are important to you, that are significant to you. And also maybe kind of planning ahead for the things that you will miss while you're here. Although most of the stuff in most places you will be able to get. It might be an idea to get those items that are not easily available here. So to get an idea of what those things could be, maybe check in with your NFS, or with your NFS people, or with your sponsor, maybe some food items or some over-the-counter medicine, prescriptions, and things like that. Yeah. So here's a resource that could be useful to help children plan their goodbye. So these are goodbye cards by Sesame Street for Military Families. They have a lot of really great resources. So these are little cards that kids can give to the people who are important to them, saying that they're moving and giving their contact information. So kind of makes it's kind of like this significant thing that kids can do that's tangible, so they can hold something in their hand, and it kind of represents helps them kind of with this whole separation process with the people that are more important to them. There are a lot of great resources here as well. Here's a link on the bottom of the page. You can check it out and kind of see what works for you. Another tip would be to research your destination before you leave. So kind of immerse yourself, dip your toes in the water before you actually leave Canada. So maybe reading books or watching movies that are either set or have something to do with the area that you're going to. Maybe buy one of those those travel books. Kind of read up on the place that you're going to, learn a few basic phrases in the language, in the local language, and read up on what's going on, like the news, the current events. What are some of the customs? What's the history of the place that you're going to? Try to, to tune in to the place that you're going to kind of, ease with this transition by kind of mentally going there before you actually get there. For children, maybe you can, get a world map or a globe and point out where it is that they're going on the map to help them have like a visual representation of the place that they're going. I would suggest as well involving all of your family in the decision-making process as age and developmentally appropriate. So one thing that happens for kids when they're moving to OUTCAN is that a lot of the things that a lot of the things around them are shifting, and this can be really unsettling for children, especially young children, because everything that they know is kind of moving around. It's kind of like this quicksand phenomena where they might feel like the ground under their feet is kind of shifting or falling. If you think about it, when for kids, they have very little say in a lot of the day-to-day stuff. What they wear, where they go to school, what they eat. A lot of the decisions are made by other people, and this could be really, this could contribute to this feeling of lack of control, lack of power over their own lives. So by involving them in the family decision-making process in a little way, this could kind of help them regain a little bit of power, regain a little bit of this feeling of control that they might feel that they're losing in the move. So yeah, what that can mean for you is, obviously having these open discussions with your family and having everyone have their say in what's going on, listening to everyone's input in the family decision-making process, having regular meetings, check-ins with them, with everyone in the family, the children included. And also having, children involved in the logistics of the move, like the packing, for example, or deciding, what they want to bring, what they want to, what can go to storage, and what they want to bring with them. So having kids involved in the little decisions can have a lot of impact in terms of making them feel empowered. Yeah. So as I said, like this might be a really difficult time for a lot of children who might feel that they're wow, like everything is changing fast. They're grasping onto straws. It might be really difficult and unsettling. I would suggest being present for them during this time, physically present, but also like emotionally present with them. So helping them, speaking to them, checking in with them regularly, helping them recognize what it is that they're going through. So helping them put words on the feelings that they might have. So reflecting to them, but like saying to them things like, hey, so I'm seeing that you're frowning, or that you have tears in your eyes. Maybe you're sad. Helping them put words on what it is that they're going through by tuning into the nonverbal cues. So helping them put words on their feelings, and helping them with attributing these feelings to words like sadness, anger, grief, or things like that. In the next slide, I'll give you a little bit of an easy tool that you can use to help children verbalize what it is that they're going through, their emotions. And this can be particularly important when it comes to so-called negative emotions. So when we talk about sadness, anger, frustration, irritability, things like that. Because it tends to not be something that we talk about a lot, right? It tends to be something that we we don't necessarily make space for. So make space for these emotions. Let them know that it's okay to be going through that. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel grief that you're leaving behind friends and family, and to not be sure what it is that's ahead. So this feeling of like uncertainty or whatever. So letting them know that what they're feeling is okay, that it's normal, that you're also going through the same kind of feeling. So modeling this, so showing them that you're also dealing with the emotions of your own, and that it's okay to have these emotions, and showing them how you deal with problems in your life, how you solve problems, right? emotions are not a problem, right? Like the problem is how you deal with them, right? So showing them you have strategies and being a model for them in this sense. So checking in with them, listening to them, asking questions about what it is that they're going through, what it is that they're scared of, what it is that they're afraid of, what they're, the kind of tuning into this whole internal experience that they might have. Tuning in, reassuring them as possible, but without making any false promises. Without, predicting the future, without making promises that that you can't keep. They need to be able to trust you right now to be able to feel safe and secure. And yeah, try not to breach that trust by making false promises that, you can't follow through. So here's the next slide with, this is simple emotion chart that you can use to help children verbalize their emotions. So putting words on what it is that they're going through. So you can see that there are some like nonverbal cues in the faces, and that there are some words that are associated with that. For example, I don't know. I can see that you are frowning, so maybe you are disappointed. I don't know, for example. So associating like the nonverbal that they might not even be aware of, and helping them put words on that, and letting them know that it's okay, that everyone has these emotions, and it's okay to be going through these things in this situation. So things are going to get busy for you, for everyone, for the family. It could be a good idea to kind of have a strategy to manage all the stuff that's ahead of you. One strategy that works for some people is to create a to-do list, to prioritize these tasks, and to delegate them. So there are some smartphones apps out there that you can use to create reoccurring tasks and kind of dispatch them between family members. And these are hard times for everyone. It can get really overwhelming. So delegating tasks, like deciding who does what, according to who likes to do what, interest, skill, and also availability. Not every family member might be as available right now to be doing these things. So have these open discussions and decide who does what. So a lot of the things might seem really overwhelming. You have a lot of things to do. Try to break them down into small, easily achievable goals, tasks, and setting realistic time frames. So kind of breaking it down into little tiny pieces. And don't forget to take breaks for yourself. So like mini breaks during the time when you're attacking these tasks. And longer breaks when for example, when you meet the goal, when you achieve what it is that you wanted to do. Don't forget to set time aside for yourself for fun, for relaxation for yourself, like some fun individual time, some couple time, some family time. Take those breaks, set time aside to kind of be able to recuperate from all the things that you have to do. And don't forget to reward yourself when you actually meet those goals. So I don't know, maybe going for ice cream or doing something fun with your family when you actually achieve those little goals. This is just an example of a method that you can use for managing the task. This is called the Pomodoro technique. You can look it up. There's some apps out there that help with this. So basically, what it is about is focusing on one task at a time for little amounts of time that are easily achievable. So with this technique, it's 25 minutes. So after every 25 minutes, you have a break, and after a few of these cycles, you have a longer break. So yeah, it kind of helps you focus on a task, one thing at a time, and also kind of, to be immersed in one thing and taking breaks as well, remembering to take breaks. And so yeah, there might be a lot to do, it might seem overwhelming, but how do you eat an elephant? Drum roll, one bite at a time, right? So, you have to breaking it down into little, tiny, achievable pieces. Okay, so it might be rough, it might be overwhelming. So try to maintain normalcy as much as possible, as everything else is shifting, maintaining things that are constant during these transitions. So This can mean, for example, house rules, routines, rituals like bedtime rituals, things like that. So maintaining these things as much as possible in a flexible way. Obviously, it's going to be difficult with the moving, the staying in different places, the flight, the COVID pandemic and all that, and the time difference. But trying to maintain as much normalcy and consistency as possible with, while showing flexibility. So finding this balance. Some things that can help through this are, having these familiar books, the familiar objects, the kind of keepsakes. Maybe your child has an item that can help with this transition, like a teddy bear or a blankie that the child can keep through the flight, and can help maintain a feeling of safety and consistency through this transition. Also, maintaining an environment that kind of transpires safety, security, calm. Yeah, so trying to maintain this in the house. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, but try to work on your own self-care strategies and take care of yourself through this process. Don't forget the basics, so getting enough sleep, eating well regularly, as healthy as possible. When you're eating, maybe it's a lot of takeout during this transition, but trying to have this as an objective of taking care of yourself, exercising. Yeah, so using your best self-care strategies and showing your kids how to use these for themselves. Be present for them, as I said. Try to give them some individual time, praise, words of encouragement, hugs, contact, signs of affection. These are all things that can help create a sense of safety, warmth that might be needed in this transition. So I'm going to be blunt and not blunt and honest. There might be some really rough times ahead of you. It might be really overwhelming, the whole part of leaving, but also getting here and adjusting to a new reality that might be really foreign to what you know. So there might be a really steep learning curve. It might be a really difficult adjustment for you and for all members of your family. And you might be all going through difficult times, but not at the same time, or not in the same way. And there might be some, tension, conflict within the family. There is a thing called culture shock that might pop its head in the next few months. So just knowing that this is something that that might be ahead of you can help you kind of cope with this. There are some videos that are available, some briefings that will be available once you get here, hopefully. That might give you more information on that. But just knowing that this is something that's ahead can help you be better prepared for this. So yeah, it might get rough, it might get shaky, it might get really difficult. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with the different members of your family. And be present for everyone, for yourself, including. And know that even though it's going to be rough, you will most probably adjust, and that it's a transitory difficulty. All right. Know that, oh, I think I muted myself. Okay. Know that you've been through difficult transitions before. You've gained skills through this to better adjust to this situation, to this challenge that you're facing right now and that you will face in the next few months. You've been through life changes. You've been through, maybe the birth of a child, maybe a new job, moving, different postings, things like that. These are all difficult adjustments that you've been through, and through these, through your life experiences, you've gained skills that will help you adjust to the adjustment that you're about to face. But the thing is, you don't have to go through this alone. There are a lot of resources that are available to you and to your family that can help you. The military family services is one. I'm available. You have people in your local communities who are available and friendly, who can help you with these transitions. So reach out, use the support systems that you have. If you have a sponsor, reach out to your sponsor, be in contact, ask all the questions. There, obviously no stupid questions. We're here to be able to support you. That's our job. So we're here and we're available. I'm going to share with you some resources, some books that might be helpful. These are some kids books that can help kind of bring up the subject of moving, of relocation and international relocation, and kind of have these conversations with your kids and normalize the fact that you're moving and that this is adjustment ahead. Here are some books for teens. This is especially this one here is a book for teens. These are more grown-up books. Like this is a book more about parenting, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and this is like the classic book when it comes to growing up between cultures. So a really interesting read. I encourage you to read it. And here is my contact information. So feel free to well, mostly email me since I'm still working from home during the social distancing pandemic thing right now. So email is the best way to reach me at the moment. And I encourage you to do so if you have any kind of question, any need for support. If I'm not the right person, I can most probably refer you to the right person. So don't hesitate to ask for help.